Hi, welcome back to Get Grounded. I'm Carrie Foreman. Today, we are going to continue our discussion on the holidays and how to remain mindful when you're around negative family members or around family members that trigger you. Now, we all know the cast members. The brother who's bubbling with anger, about to erupt at any minute, so you're walking on eggshells, tiptoeing around. The uncle in the kitchen with huge opinions, and he feels that everybody needs to hear them. Sitting at the table, the anxiety rising, the tension thick. First off, I'm going to ask you to manage your expectations of Thanksgiving, the holidays, period. Manage your expectations. Expectations are planned resentments. I'm going to say that again. Expectations are planned resentments. Now, does that mean that you can't have expectations for how you should be treated? No, it doesn't. What it means is don't be so attached to the outcome of how your holiday goes. Be open to anything. Be attached to nothing, just like we talked about before. If you feel anger rising, if you feel stress, if you feel anxiety, I want you to, in that moment, be really present with that. Actually, I'm going to ask you to invite that into your lap, believe it or not. Be present with it, be empathetic with it, be caring and kind with it. Don't be pissed off at yourself because, I told myself I wasn't going to get angry, or I told myself I wasn't going to have anxiety. Here's the reality. Your body is telling you that you do have it. No matter what your mind's trying to think, your body is experiencing it. So take a moment, take a breath, do your 3-minute breathing space, and be aware of what thoughts you're having. Be accountable for those thoughts and try and maybe get to the root of those thoughts. Is this your problem, or is this really you being triggered by somebody else's behavior? So first off, we're going to talk about the people who are near and dear to your heart. Let's say it's your parents or a sister or a brother, and you love them. You're not about to shove them out of your life. Maybe you've already redefined the relationship. Maybe you haven't. But I'm going to ask you to do something that's going to be hard. I'm going to ask you to meet them where they are and try and find where you can have empathy for that person, regardless of how you feel about them. You know that you love them in your heart and that you're not planning on casting them out of your life. So, one thing that has helped me is to imagine the person that I need to forgive, or people that I need to forgive, as being younger than what they are. If it's your parents or your grandparents or an aunt or an uncle, imagine them when they were younger. Maybe they've done you wrong, but what do you think they wanted for you? Do you think they planned to do you wrong? Do you think they planned for you to have a shitty childhood? My guess is not. My guess is they wanted a great life for you, just like you want for your kids, and somewhere they got derailed. Have some empathy for that. Be present with the feelings that you're having, but try and see them as a human being. Next, if it's somebody that is not near and dear to your heart, but maybe they're still in your family, I would love to give you permission to not keep toxic people in your life. You have no responsibility to keep toxic people around you, whether it's your parents, a sibling, an aunt, an uncle. If they've apologized and they've worked hard on changing, great. Redefine that relationship and keep them near and dear to your heart. Family is number one to me. If they have not made efforts to change and they have not seemed to acknowledge how the hurt that they've caused you, you have no responsibility to keep that person in your life, and it's time to make some definitive changes. Lastly, let's say it's kind of a no-factor person who maybe you're related to, but they're just there to spout off and they continue to trigger you because maybe your opinions differ. I'm going to ask you to use your mindfulness. Do not react, respond. Take that 3-minute breathing space, take a step away, then come back. Remember to not place your power outside of yourself. Keep that power, because if they say something to you and you react, remember we talked about this, if you react, you have given all your power away. Take a deep breath and decide, is it worth reacting? Are you going to change their mind, or are you just going to get in a heated discussion? Here are my intentions today. I will manage my expectations, keeping an open mind and being attached to no outcome. During the holidays, I will do my best to minimize my time with people who represent a trigger. I will have empathy for the people I love the most, expecting only for them to be human, flawed just like I am. Now it's time for you to set your intentions. Remember to breathe in through the count of 4, out to the count of 8. Believe it and visualize what it would feel like to have a holiday where you're not the one walking around with the anxiety, just being present with those you love, whether you agree with them or not. Thanks so much. I'll see you tomorrow on another day of Get Grounded.